Alexander Isak's career has never followed a straight line, and that's exactly what makes his next decision so defining. From being dubbed the next Zlatan in Sweden to disappearing in Dortmund, then rising again in Spain before exploding in England, Isak's journey has been anything but predictable. Now at Newcastle, he's delivering elite numbers and performances that place him quietly among football's top strikers. Yet the game is changing fast. Stars are made not just by goals, but by moments. Champions League nights, title runs, clutch finishes on the biggest stages. Isak has the talent. The real question isn't whether Isak is good enough, it's whether he'll make his move before it's too late. Newcastle gave him a stage, but even the brightest star needs the right spotlight. As Europe's giants reload and reshape for the next era, opportunities like this don't last forever. In the next 12 months, Isak won't just be chasing goals. He'll be racing against time, legacy, and the risk of becoming football's most gifted what-if. Born in Solna, Isak was a prodigy from a young age, known for his technical grace, tight space control, and calm presence on the ball. His early prowess led to him becoming the youngest player to ever score for the Swedish national team at just 17, catching the eye of Borussia Dortmund, who envisioned him as a future attacking spearhead. But his early years at Signal Iduna Park exposed the harsh realities of elite-level football for a teenage talent. The competition was fierce, the tactics demanding, and the Bundesliga unforgiving. Isak struggled for minutes, vanished from lineups, and became a ghost in a system that required physicality, pace, and steel. With opportunities drying up, he agreed to a loan move to the Netherlands with Willem II, a more forgiving playground where young strikers could breathe and express. There, Isak reignited his career with 13 goals in 16 games, reminding Europe of his untapped potential. That spark led Real Sociedad to move swiftly, offering Isak a new home in La Liga. And in Spain, he began to mature, the once skinny frame now steadier, his surging runs more purposeful. He became a nightmare for deep defensive lines, using bursts of speed and deft touches to carve out chances. But even at his peak, Isak remained unpredictable. One season, he looked like a world-class finisher. The next, he struggled with inconsistency. Critics questioned if he would ever live up to the next Zlatan tag he carried as a teenager. Yet, it's that very inconsistency that highlights Isak's resilience. He never feared starting over. When Newcastle came calling, he didn't hesitate, despite the pressure of the Premier League and the weight of being the club's record signing. Newcastle wasn't Paris, Madrid, or London, but in many ways it was the perfect home, a place that reignited Isak's fire. Arriving on Tyneside, Isak brought no glittering trophies, just a hefty price tag, but the Northeast welcomed him like one of their own. In return, he gave them football that was elegant, explosive, and worth every penny. A tall, slightly reserved figure off the ball, but once it's at his feet, he's gone in a flash, ghosting past defenders with ease. St. James's Park became his stage, and under Eddie Howe, Isak blossomed into not just a goal scorer, but a complete forward, one who drops deep, creates space, and threads tight triangles through packed midfields. His debut against Liverpool said it all, drifting past Joe Gomez, staring down Alisson, finishing with ice in his veins. Add 24 more goals in the following season and countless assists. And Isak isn't just Newcastle's leading man, he's their system's heartbeat. People scoffed at the £60 million fee. But after his fastest ever Premier League away hat-trick at Everton and a jaw-dropping backheel assist that dismantled Tottenham, every penny looks like a bargain. Transfermarkt now values him over €120 million. But even that doesn't capture his full worth. At Newcastle, Isak is loved, trusted, and sharpened to become the best version of himself. Unlike his Dortmund days on the bench or the form-hunting years in La Liga, here he has a stage, a loyal fan base, and a team built with him at the core. Not just for today, but for the Champions League dreams of tomorrow. Ask how much he's worth, and it's really a test of ambition. Who was bold enough to pay £70 million back when he was still unproven? And now, who's daring enough to offer £150 million to lure away a heart that's fallen for Newcastle? But as much as Newcastle has shed the mid-table image and emerged as a rising force in English football, they still operate under financial constraints. Despite backing from the near-limitless public investment fund, the club must dance carefully around profit and sustainability rules. For 3 seasons, they've walked the tightrope between ambition and balance. Now, with Champions League football secured, the question looms: can they truly stay in the elite? Or will they fall into the same trap that's consumed other oil-backed projects? And in the center of it all is Isak, both a priceless gem and a financial dilemma. He brought the goals Newcastle longed for, but keeping him means investing heavily in the squad around him. It means building a cast worthy of the star. And that all comes back to the budget, to the spreadsheets, to every penny the Premier League monitors like hawks. For Isak, this Champions League ticket is proof of his personal evolution. But it could also expose Newcastle's limits. He needs those big nights, not just group stages, but battles against Madrid, PSG, and Barcelona. Sweden waits for a new symbol after Zlatan. Isak has all the tools to become that icon: calm, intelligent, clinical, and unmistakably Scandinavian in his quiet elegance. All that's missing is one bold step, the right move, at the right time, which is why now, or at the latest next summer, feels like the perfect moment for a graceful exit. To leave while the love is still mutual. To part ways with banners flying and applause ringing down Grey Street. To finish this chapter with Champions League highlights, a hero's farewell, and a fond walk into something greater. So where should Isak go to make sure his talent doesn't go to waste? We're talking about a striker entering his prime, coming off the best season of his career, dragging a team that's not part of the traditional elite into the top 5 of the Premier League. If he moves, it must be a step up, a club that elevates his game, not just his paycheck. Real Madrid. They've already got Mbappe and Endrick. Not the right time. Manchester City? Haaland is there. No room. Dortmund? Rebuilding. But Bundesliga isn't quite the challenge Isak needs now. That leaves 2 ideal destinations: Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal lack a true world-class number 9. Gabriel Jesus is too injury-prone. Havertz isn't a natural striker. Isak could be the missing piece, not just a finisher, but someone who fits seamlessly into Arteta's intricate system. Pressing, dropping deep, linking play, stretching back lines, all the things Arsenal have missed in tight, defining matches. Liverpool? With Darwin Núñez likely to move on, they need a forward who's technical, composed, and decisive in the box. Isak could be a Firmino 2.0, taller, quicker, but just as clever and unselfish. Under Arne Slot's dynamic, attacking philosophy, Isak could flourish as the center of a new Liverpool. If Newcastle price him at 120 to 150 million euros, it's steep, but not outrageous. And if he performs in the Champions League next season, that figure might look cheap. Timing is everything. Just ask Kylian Mbappe. Many feel he waited too long to leave PSG. Isak must avoid the same trap. He can't remain the best striker outside the Big Six forever. He must take the leap now, when his form, age, and confidence align. To become not just Sweden's brightest hope, but a true global star. Not brash like Ibra, but quieter, smarter, just as great. If he truly loves Newcastle, he'll leave at the perfect moment, before sentiment turns into stagnation. One last season, one final ride under the lights of UEFA Champions League. And then, when the time is right, let go, as a legend of a new Newcastle era.